Hey guys, how we guys doing? I hope you guys are doing awesome, 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 awesome. Thank you guys for coming back. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys for subscribing as well as liking and sharing. How you guys doing? Well, I'm Charlene.
Welcome, guys, again. My name is Taufik. It's good to have you guys on board. It's good to have you guys liking our page and subscribing, sharing, and making comments. And we still like to have more comments, more shares, and more likes. Thank you so very much.
So guys, share up the channel, share it up, share it up, share it up. So today we're going to continue with our journey as a couple, as long distance, and where we are right now. And I hope you guys like it. So today we had stopped off at when I told him to move on with his life, and he chose not to move on with his life. Even though I was, dating someone, he decided to stick around and stick around, keep calling me, tormenting my life, begging me, telling me that he's sorry. So what a girl's supposed to do when a man keep on, calling, 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 and he's begging to come back. So what do? I have a soft spot in my heart. So I took him back, and we, we talk and we talk and we talk about everything. We talk about what happened, and why did he do what he did and so forth. So, with the lady that we are talking about, I'm not really going to dwell on her too much, but um, what she did was totally wrong. I didn't like it, he didn't like it, and so forth. We're not trying to give her um any props or anything like that, because if we do that, we're gonna think that she wins, and she didn't win. Not at all, because I got him back. I got him back, and nothing is really gonna tear us apart, because what God put together, no man, nobody can pull it apart. So we are here and we still on our journey, you know. So how he did not get here, let's talk about that. The reason why he did not get here. So I'm gonna let him, talk briefly about that. So go ahead, sweetheart.
Hi, once again, friends, family, and lovers. We really, really do appreciate you like we always do. To cut a long story short, I'm just going to go straight to, how it all backfired on me, my lie, my deceit, and my pretense. I haven't lied to my wife that, there was nobody and, blah, blah, blah. And it came back to me that, in our previous episode, while talking about ourselves, I remember telling you guys, revealing to you guys that, she eventually found out that there was another woman, and in between the line, we had another son. That's my second son. You know, even though she knew about everything, you know, because I had lied to my wife right now that, she was my cousin, thinking I was smart, but I wasn't. Came back and haunt me. She was talking. They were both talking, and my wife, actually liked her, and she was always in touch with her, not knowing that she was gathering informations and everything. And while I was also being, truthful to her that okay, this is it. But she went back behind my back, mailed the embassy, petitioned my paperwork that you know my marriage to Charlene was a sham, and that she was my legal wife, even though she and I never had you know a registry a registry wedding, as we call it here. That's a legal wedding, as it were. But she went to the embassy, presented fake documents that we were married, and and she was still pretending to not to know what was going on. But to cut the long story short again, when Charlene found out that's my wife now, I had no choice but to come out plain to her. She was very, very mad at me that why did I tell her all this all along, even though I had the opportunity of telling her. That I explained to her. She just told me point blank, I'm done with this. Go ahead and live your life. You know. At the point I was like, okay, it's my cup of tea. I've done it, and it's haunting me back. Let me just move on. But I realized at the point that I just couldn't move on with my life. Knowing fully well that I had deceived somebody, that's number one. I'm not that really, really kind of religious person when it comes to worshiping God, but I believe in God strongly. I believe in God strongly, and I trust God. And I knew I had to make up. And there and there, I started begging. And on top of it all, I started thinking about her, and I knew that she gave me love. She gave me true love, undiluted love. I kept begging, and at the point she blocked me on all social medias and everything, even direct calls. She blocked me. I didn't have any way to reach her. But once in a while, I'll just pop into Facebook, send a message, send them messages, but they won't deliver. I knew she had blocked me. This particular day, I had two different numbers. I just let me call her with the other number, and I went, and it got through. It wasn't a WhatsApp call; it was a direct call. I called her, and luckily she picked up, and she was like, "Why are you calling me now?" And all I said was, "Can you just spare me some minutes, or probably just spare me this moment? Let me just explain things to you." She said, "What do you want to talk about that I've not heard about before?" And I said, "Of course you've heard about everything, but of course hear me out." There and there, I came out and I told her all the things that she has not even heard, she never heard before. And while doing that, I was also begging, making her understand that I wanted to make up, and I wanted to keep loving her because I never stopped thinking about her. And I knew that she gave me undying love, undiluted love, true love, true love without blemish, like without wanting something back in return. When you give somebody something totally without thinking of what I'm going to get back in return. Yeah, probably she wanted something back, but whatever she wanted back, I knew it was just my heart she wanted back. She just wanted love back from me. No material things, nothing, nothing. And I remember vividly, even before she came here, she was begging me to come over there. I told her I never wanted to live in the US. I never wanted to. It's not me. I'm an African man, and I'm a strictly African man. I love my culture. I love my country. Not denying the fact that we're not well structured like America, though as well. But then I love my country. I love being a Nigerian, and I want to be here. But she kept begging her for her. I wanted to be there as well, just to be by her side. So I knew I had to keep begging, and I kept begging over and over again. She said, "Okay." While I was begging, now back to the phone call, she said, "Okay, it's okay. Now stop right there. I understand you." She was crying. I was also crying. And she said, "Okay, you know what? I'll give you a call back." And I said, "Before you hang up, unblock me on all social medias, on WhatsApp, on my other numbers as well." And she said, "Okay, I promise you, I'm gonna unblock you," which she did. And luckily, I think that's the point where where I started having my groove back, because I had the opportunity of getting in touch with her constantly, even though it took her years. It took her more than 3 or 4, 5 years before she took me back. 3 or 4, 5 years that I'm talking about. It's not as if we've not come back, verbally, but by actions we never came back. It was always, "Okay, I'm not going anywhere. Of course, I'm seeing somebody now." I said, "I don't care. I messed you up in the first place. I messed our relationship up in the first place. I messed our marriage up in the first place. So who am I to condemn you?" And I told her I understood what she was going through, even though it was not rosy with her with the relationship. But then I knew I had to have my thing back. the love of my life back. So I kept fighting for what I wanted, you know. And as time went by, she'll tell me today, okay, you know what? I thought about everything. And right now, I think I'm back for real, And I'll be like, oh, thank you so very much. We'll both talk together. We'll both cry. And the next thing is she stopped talking again. I'll be like, why is this woman always like this? She did that a couple of times, over the years. But like, we're not going to keep flogging this and we're not going to keep repeating the same thing over and over again. Finally, 2020 came and I still that's since 2015. 2020 came and we talked again. We were supposed to be back, but all of a sudden she flipped. She pulled the plug again. And but we were still in touch. As friends, she kept telling me, I love you. I love you. I'm in a relationship, but I can't stop loving you. And also I couldn't stop loving her, And there and there, 2021 came, that's 2 years ago. And that's where we picked it up, stylishly. And, we started building up on it. And, I think then she was also tired of our relationship, she was, I'm not going to go into her relationship, but, it is what it is. I cost it. She was also growing tired. She would talk to me partially about it. And I'll tell her what I was going through, and eventually we started being good friends. We were telling each other things. Last year, around January last year, right? Around January last year, and there was this day, we had called, and I was building on, our conversations in 2021 and saying that you thinking we were together, and she said, "No, it's gonna take me some time. I've never stopped loving you, but then it's gonna take me some time. I'm still hurt. I never thought you could do that to me, Then she said, "Don't rush me." Those were her words. Don't rush me into getting back into it. I need to get myself together. I need to be sure this is what I wanted. And I said, "Okay, I'm not gonna rush you." But we kept talking until this fateful day, around this time last year. She said, "Do you really, really want me? Have you thought about it? Are you sure I am what you want? I am the person you want?" And I told her affirmatively, "Of course, yes, I never stopped loving you. I have two missions with you: to love and keep you for the rest of my life, and secondly, to make up for my wrongs, And she said, "Are you just coming back to make up or to clear your conscience?" I said, "No, I never stopped loving you. You're where my heart belongs. My heart is your home. Your heart is my home. And that's the way I see things. And I want to keep this for the records. I want to keep this till the day I take my last breath." And she was like, "If that's what you really want, I think that's exactly what I want too." And, it's not been rosy. It's not, but truth be told, since that period, I think we have been building, better and better every passing day. And our relationship, our love lives, our love life rather, has become, has become better than, where we left off. And I'm thankful to God that God has given us the wisdom, the understanding, the courage, to damn all consequences, to damn all what people have said. Of course, we have friends, we have family members, both sides, who might not really want this to happen, thinking that, because of the distance and because of what has happened, it might not be real. It might be a bait. It might be this. It might be that. It might be a revenge, mission from my side, from her side. But we have been able to damn all consequences and we're facing it. It is about she and I, and we're here to get it done. And we're here to make it real. She never lies to me anymore. I never lie to her. If she does something behind my back, she comes back and she tells me, "This is what I've done." And same goes here. And that way we have been able to learn from the past mistakes we've made, and we have been able to build on that to make sure that, we don't let the same thing happen again. And thank you, God. Thank you, God Almighty, for making this happen for us. We're still praying and working towards it. Like she always say, we are a work in progress. And we're going to do all that it takes to make it happen. We're going to do all that it takes to make our dreams come true. And luckily, I think we have the same dream. I know that we have the same dream and we're working towards it. And so much again, I'm going to say thank you so much, darling, for giving me that opportunity to have you back. And I'm using this medium to say that I'm never going to hurt you again. I'm never going to go back to what I did to hurt you. Thank you so much for having me. And thank you so much once again, our family and friends, viewers and subscribers, for following our page. I'm going to hand over to my wife now so she can tell you what she has to add on to this. Thank you so very much.
Well, you guys heard it from him, not from me. Well, I don't have much to say. I'm just going to leave it right there. Thank you guys for watching. Share, like our page, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye for now.
For now, thank you.